over the last 24 days, I have lost 6.3 pounds, and I didn't do anything crazy. And I wasn't born with crazy genetics that allow me just to shed weight easily. When I lost 70 pounds in the past, and after losing weight multiple times over and over again, I have done this one thing on repeat every single time that has helped me lose weight. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you what that is, why it is so important, and how you can start implementing it today using this 4-step system that I use to allow you to start losing weight immediately. And all it takes is one task that you just need to do daily. So this is what it is. I want you to imagine this. If you were to go out for a drive, and if I were to block your car dashboard, so the thing that shows you your fuel, thing that shows you the speed that you were driving at, if I were to just put a blank sheet over that and you could not see, would you struggle to drive? There's a good chance that you would use your surroundings. So you would look at the cars next to you to see how fast that they are driving, and maybe you might go at the same speed as them. Or you would just go off your intuition, because there's gonna be multiple times where maybe you're driving and there's not people around you. So you would just go off of what you've done in the past. You have a good sense or a good idea of what your speed really should be. Now, let's say you're someone who's brand new to driving. You would have no clue what speed you should be. But since you've done this multiple times, you would have a good idea of how fast roughly you should be driving, but you wouldn't know exactly. While you're driving, you're gonna have multiple times where maybe you get off of work and you're pissed off or you're frustrated, and without seeing the dash, you would probably step on the gas pedal more without even realizing it. Like, think about the multiple times, I'm sure this has happened to you, where you're driving and then all of a sudden you realize, like, whoa, I'm going way faster than I thought I was, if you don't have cruise control on. I think about the times that you might be spacing off and little before you know it, you're going faster than you should be. Or you hop on a call with somebody on the way home, or you're listening to a podcast and you get distracted and you're either going way too slow or way too fast if you don't have that dash. Weight loss works the same exact way. And a lot of you are doing this with your diet, like where you're covering the dashboard. When you start to lose weight, you sit there and say, oh, I'm just gonna start eating healthier foods and I'll start to lose weight. I'm gonna start just getting some workouts in, maybe with no direction to it, and hope that I lose weight. I'm just gonna start paying attention to what I'm eating and limit the amount of times that I go out to eat and hope that I lose weight. And just like how if you're driving and if your dash was covered, and if you were to get pissed off maybe one day, or if you were to get distracted, you do the same thing with your diet, where maybe one day you're not in the mood, maybe you're bored, or maybe you're angry, and what you end up doing is you go grab a snack, or you eat way more than you probably should have. You go out to eat and don't know how to manage it. You eat way more than you probably should have. Maybe you crave ice cream and you end up eating a bunch of it. You make a recipe that you've never made, so you don't really know what exactly to do when it comes to losing weight because it's your first time. Driving without a dashboard and not being able to see your speed is like losing weight without tracking your calories. How do you know for a matter of fact if you are losing weight if you don't know exactly the amount that you are eating? Now, like I said, if you are an experienced driver, you have a rough idea, and you could probably have times where you don't even really need to be looking at your speed. Weight loss also works the same way. If you're very experienced at losing weight, you technically don't need to track calories, or at least not as much, maybe in a way just to get you back on course. But you technically have already a good idea of what you should be doing. But most people are an inexperienced driver that is driving with the dash covered. Studies have actually shown that if you just kept a food diary, you could literally double the amount of weight loss results that you could get. And here's why. But I want to show you something cool. So about a year to a year and a half ago, I made the conscious decision that I wanted to start posting 10 times a day on TikTok. I know it's a lot, but this was something that I wanted to start doing. I want to start feeling more connected to my audience. I want to start learning what the problems I could help with when it comes to losing weight. So I decided, let's start posting 10 times a day. So here's what I did, because a lot of people will just talk the talk, don't actually walk the walk. So this is an old note card of mine. Hopefully you can see this. If not, I'm going to pull up a picture. But I made a note card. There is 30 boxes on here. I made a 30-day challenge for myself. And this was all I did. I made 30 boxes, and every single day after I posted 10 videos, I would check the box. I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't sit there and have a whole calendar or a spreadsheet. All I did was took this note card and made 30 boxes. I made this as simple as possible. And you'll even notice at the end, I didn't continue to check these boxes. Now, I did go ahead and I did complete the 30-day challenge, and it actually drastically changed how I approach social media now and how I help people lose weight. So the reason I didn't finish tracking this was I went on to continue doing this past the 30 days. It became something that was automatic for me now. So just by me having this piece of paper or even writing a goal down, I was able to start achieving this. Why? Because this one thing allowed me to stay accountable. This one thing I saw every single day when I got home. I would take this thing and I'd be like, okay, I have to get 10 today. And then this streak would continue. And now I wanted to keep going more and more and more. My adherence to this went up because I had this one thing to keep me accountable. And most people don't do this with weight loss. Think about it like a New Year's resolution. A lot of people will have these goals, but they don't write them down. And not only does it take a step further than that, they don't write the steps to go backwards to start reworking that goal. I don't know what the crazy statistic is, but a lot of people don't achieve their New Year's resolution because they don't have something to keep them accountable. And this is why tracking calories works so well. Yes, of course, tracking calories helps teach you what a serving size really is. And make sure you don't forget about sneaky calories like peanut butter or like olive oil or things that are very high in calories, or even just that drink maybe you forgot you had. Keeps you to a set amount of food that you should be eating every single day, or at least roughly within a range. So it keeps you on course. And all those things are important, but most important, it keeps you on a routine every single day. And this is a massive thing I do with my one-on-one online weight loss clients is having them track calories just from an accountability standpoint. Most people don't struggle with information. Think about it. AI is massive right now. You could get any answer to any question answered for you. Think about all the things that you're gonna see on social media. You're watching a YouTube video right now about giving you information. Most people don't struggle with information. You struggle with checking the dang box. You struggle with adherence. So if tracking calories is one of the biggest habits that separates people who are stuck with weight loss and people who see great weight loss results, how do you do it in a way that doesn't just take over your life? Well, here's the exact 4-step system that I have used over the last 4 weeks to lose 6.3 pounds, and I'm gonna continue to lose weight because I'm trying to get in the best shape possible for my wedding in 8 months. So I'm going through a period of losing weight, and I'll probably go through a period of gaining muscle and then losing weight again later. So step number 1, a lot of people are gonna ask me, how do I know how many calories to eat to lose weight? Well, you need to pick a calorie calculator, one of them, and run with it. Because then a lot of people will follow up and say, oh, I've done 5 and they all give me different numbers. Because the reality is your body's not a stinking algorithm. All these calorie calculators are algorithms. I know this because I have a calorie calculator. And if you want to use mine, you can just click the link in the description. It's a totally free calorie calculator, and it's got a whole free mini course to teach you how to use it as well if you want to. But the reality is you need to pick one and run with it. So you need a calorie number or even a calorie range, but you need that calorie number. Why? Because it's giving you a starting point. Step number 2, you need to take your phone and you need to download an app. What I want you to download, you can either download Macros First or Chronometer. Both amazing apps, both free, both have barcode scanners. To me, doesn't matter which one. I've used both. I think they're both fantastic. You just pick which one that you want. And I am not sponsored or affiliated to either of them, but pick one. Then step 3, I want you to go onto Amazon and you are going to buy a food scale. Probably the cheapest food scale because it doesn't really matter which one you get. Most people use measuring cups to measure their food. Here's a big thing that they're missing. Having an exact weight is not only easier to track foods, but it gives you exact measurements. When you have exact measurements, it makes tracking calories a lot easier and you don't miss things. So you got your calorie number, you got your app, and now you got a scale to start weighing stuff out. So what do? You would now take an object like the peanut butter, and I would weigh out however much I have a portion size. An easy way you could do this is you can zero out this and you can take a spoonful out of it, weigh it out in grams, and it's gonna give you how many grams that you just took out of this, okay? Now, what you are going to do is you are going to take this peanut butter and take your phone, and on your phone app that you just downloaded, there should be a barcode scanner. You are going to scan the barcode on the back of the peanut butter. And now, from there, it does everything for you. All you now have to do is type how many grams that you just took out of this and used as a serving. And now it's gonna track how many calories that you got. Over time, you're gonna start doing this with every single thing that you have. Now, not everything has a barcode scanner, but you can literally just search foods on the app that you're using. And you're gonna track every single thing that you eat. When you start doing this, you're gonna start figuring out how much food that you should be eating each day. This isn't gonna be something you get down immediately, but you're gonna start having a good idea of how many calories that you should be eating, what types of foods that you should be eating, what type of foods are higher in calories than others, which ones keep you full, which ones do you like in your diet. This takes a little bit of trial and error, but I'm telling you, if you do this daily, like I have over the last 4 weeks, it becomes so much easier to lose weight because you hold yourself accountable. And it's super simple. It takes a little bit of extra time, but it's worth the results. And you get really good at it and it becomes more automatic like the driving does. Now, most people may start doing this and stop early and not see weight loss results. If you don't want that to be you, then I recommend you watch this next video here where I teach you how to lose weight once and for all and not do this whole restarting thing over and over and over again.